Good morning, friends. Once again, I come Dr. Kushal Bhattacharya for the discussion of power steering. It's an important fact, it's an important topic of discussion for as far as automobile engineering is concerned. Now, the main reason is why power steering is required. Now, for a medium and large vehicles, if you go for a medium and large vehicles, you could see that a lot of force is required by a lot of torque is required by the driver to steer the vehicle to any directions, to either to right or to the left. In that case, the power steering comes to play, because if the force requirement is crossing a certain value, take for example 10 newton. If the force requirement to steer the vehicle crosses 10 newton, then take a value. It depends upon the designer what the value they will select. I'm taking a random value of 10 newton. If it crosses 10 newton, then the power steering comes into play and assist the driver to take a turn. So that is the reason why power steering is very much effective, that is to ease to the driver so that he could take a smooth turn, because while a contact is maintained between the tire and the road, and if you are moving into the rightwards direction in the moving condition, a lot of force is required. In that case, the power steering comes into play, and we are discussing today the power steering can be of many types. It could be of electrical type, and it could be of hydraulic type. Now today our discussion of power steering is totally based on hydraulic power steering. Now you could see the circuit, how hydraulic power system operates. Now this is if you could see the figure, this is the steering. This is the steering system. This is the steering system. This is the steering shaft. This is the rack and pinion arrangement. From the rack and pinion arrangement, the steering is connected to the tie rod, and to the tie rod then the tires are collected. Now over here a pump is there. You could see a pump is there. This pump supplies fuel, pressurized fuel, to the rotary valve, and from this rotary valve there is an inlet. There is an inlet pressure of fluid going inside the rotary valve, and it is returning back to the pump. So there is an inflow of the fluid from the pump to the rotary valve, and there is outflow of the fluid from the rotary valve to the pump. So now from here what happens, the rotary valve operates, and there is also an inlet. There is an inlet so that it assists to move, to take the vehicle in this direction, the left direction, and another fluid channel is coming over here, so that it assists the driver to move in the rightwards direction. Now this is the circuit. This is the normal circuit which is available for power steering, and the power is provided by the pump, and the pressurized fuel is generated. The pressure is generated with the help of a fluid pump. Now over here you could see this diagram. Now we are coming to describe how the movement takes place. Now if you consider, now we are considering over here a rotary valve type steering system, Now we should discuss how the rotary valve type steering system operates. Now you could see that here, if you could concentrate the figure. This the steering system. This is now here another one is called a torsion bar. So this is called a torsion bar. So this torsion bar is connected to the steering wheel with the help of the steering shaft. So this torsion bar is connected to the steering wheel with the help of the steering shaft. Now what happens, this torsion wheel, this steering wheel is connected on the other side to the worm and a spool. Is connected to the worm and the spool. This is the spool. It's this steering wheel is connected on the another side to the worm and the spool or the valve spool. So now which is in central line with the rotary valve, Now basically what happens when the driver wants to steer the vehicle, so he gives a force to it. Now this force is transmitted to the torsion bar. Now what happens, the torsion bar get a resistance from the spool and the worm. The torsion bar get a resistance from the spool and the worm. Now what happens, if the spool and the worm, if the force is more than the predetermined value of force as I've given a 10 Newton or any value x Newton, so what happens, the spool will open. Now as the spool will open, what will happen, the inlet, see, you could see the return valve, that is the fluid flowing to the back to the pump, that is the return valve. The return valve is closed. Now as the return valve is closed, what happens, the pressurized fluid entering, it will come in this way, and what happened, it will come in this way, and with the help of this, it will reach over here, and it will assist to move the steering wheel, so that this force is given, this force is totally transmitted by the fluid. So what happens, after crossing a predominant value of 10 Newton or like that, what happened, the steering wheel just operates the spool, and the spool covers the return valve, and the total pressurized fluid comes over here, and it enters. See, you could see the line, the total pressurized fluid is coming over here, and it enters through this line, and moves over here, and helps and moves this and moves the worm in this direction. That is you could say it could move it that is in the leftward direction, or it could move the worm in the anti-clockwise direction. So this is one way. Now what happens when the driver takes a turn in the opposite direction? What happens, again the return valve will open, again the return valve will be closed, and now the fluid will come and flow this direction, and the fluid will flow from here, and it will move in another direction, and now what will happen, it will cause it to move the worm in the clockwise direction, and so the torsion bar will move in the rightward direction. First the steering wheel will moving in the clockwise direction, anti-clockwise direction, and pushing the steering torsion bar to move in the left direction. Now when it passes through this way, it will move it in the rightwards direction, and it will cause the worm to move in the clockwise direction. So this is the basic of the circuit. Now if you see the top view over here, you could see from the pump the fluid is entering from the pump, and it is going to the left, and it is going to the right. So when it is in the neutral condition, what happens, this is the inlet, there is a return fluid is entering over here. So when the return fluid is entering over here, there is no problem, there is no issue. When the car is taking a straight forward direction, so the fluids are coming, and it is entering from both direction to the reservoir, or I have shown the pump. So it is moving back in this direction. There is no. Now what happens when it takes a rightward turn? What happens? The spool moves and closes the gap. You see there is a gap over here. Now the spool moves and closes the gap. So what happens? The fluid will flow, and it will flow to the right direction, and it will cause the steering to move, and it will help the driver to move it in the rightward direction, because the channel is closed. You could see the spool closes the channel, and it does not allow the fluid to flow in the right direction. But so the fluid from the left direction will enter to the reservoir, but over here the pressurized fluids will move to the rightward direction and totally help the worm to move it. Now this is the front view. This is the normal condition, and this is when the car is taking a ride. And as I have discussed in the previously also, there should not be when the car is moving in the straight direction, so the fluid should be entering back to the reservoir, and it should not be directed in any directions as it has been shown. It should as it has been shown in this figure, the fluid is totally directed to the reservoir. Because both the ends are open. Now when only this steering system gets this steering wheel, that is the steering wheel, it's coming, the torsion bar. What happens, only when the torsion bar gets a predominant amount of force from the driver or from the steering wheel, so that it could overcome the force of the worm and the spool, then only the return valve is closed, and the fluid will and the pressurized fluid will move in both direction. So that is all. Now the thing is that in which direction the fluid will and how much amount of fluid will flow, that is totally sensed, that is totally depends upon what the speed the steering wheel is moved, at what speed the steering wheel is moved. So depending on that, the fluid is circulated to that direction, and the amount of fluid is also controlled by the amount of the how fast the steering wheel is moved. So it totally, this direction is controlled by, basically in modern cars you could get a sensor system. Through the sensor system, what happen, it determines the amount of fluid which should control, which should amount of fluid or the pressure of fluid which would go to the to in any direction, but depending on the speed of the wheel. So that is all about the power steering as I have discussed. Now this is a very important topics which we should understood from which we have to take it from the point of view of automobile engineering. So now if you like my lecture, put a thumb mark to it, and just subscribe to my channel for more videos of this nature. Thank you. Have a good day.